We have James here from Lost Arts, who is bringing us his deck profile of Gaga-Dark-magician-pendulums. Is that correct?
Yeah. It's mad mix of just bits and bobs, really.
Bits and bobs. Right. So let's have a look, see what you've got then.
Right. So first off, we've got 3 Odd Eyes dragons, Odd Eyes pendulum dragons. Kind of a staple for the deck, really, isn't it? Wisdom Eyes. Need I say more, really? They just go into pendulum zone, then sacrifice themselves, get something else in. 2 of these guys, the can't even say that. Orf Dragon, that's it.
It's fine.
Yeah, Orf Dragon Magicians. Again, useful card. 2 of the Dragon Pulse Magicians. Very staple card. Very standard deck sort of thing to go. Dragon Pit Magician for the other side of the scale, obviously. Of course, anti-trap, anti-spell effects. So starts to get funky with the skilled Dark Magicians. Help me bring out my Dark Magician. Double Time Gazers, because you need the 8s in there. There's not much really on the 8 side. Trump Girl, because polymerization in the form of a monster. We've got Time Breaker, bit of a gap filler, really. It's a pendulum monster, so of course it's got the pendulum effect of extra deck and back again. Gaga-Dark-magician, it's dark spellcaster. Most of the cards that work with this deck state dark spellcasters or magician in the name somewhere. Of course it's got the effect of changing its level, and that's very useful for the XYZs in the extra deck. Just the 1 Skull Cravat, because it is limited and its effect speaks for itself, really. Effect Veiler, mainly because it's a tuner monster, but also negate abilities. Just the 1 there. Tuning Magician, this is the main cornerstone tuner of this deck, really, because this, along with Dark Magician or Odd Eyes, gets me the level 8 synchros. Dahara My Eye Magician. Its effect kicks off with more spellcaster magicians. We've got a fairly old Dark Magician here. It's only 1 in deck, but with the cards that I've got in here, the spells, spell cards, trap cards, and some of the monsters that we've gone through, it's fairly easy to get Dark Magician out, so only the 1 needed. Noble Dragon, Magician, tuner monster, get the rank 7s, really, when mixed with the Odd Eyes. Standard Performer Pal Magician sort of play. Performer Pal Monkey Board helps with getting more more pendulum monsters out. You've got, along with the limited Joker, it then pulls out more, and you basically just draw, Wisdom Eye, more, and so on and so forth. Onto the spell cards. We have 2 pendulum calls. Get the right to pendulum monsters that you need for the scales or for certain effects as and when needed. Double Sky Iris. 3's a little bit overkill. It could cause problems with this deck. It's not a 40 card deck, it's a 41 card deck. Really having trouble slimming it down. But again, staple for the Performer Pals deck. Polymerization. It's a polymerization. There are fusion monsters. Nothing more really needs to be said about that. Summoner's Art. This will bring out the Dragon Pit Magician or my Dark Magician, as in whichever I need or want. I've got Rainbow Veil in here, mainly because I keep running into BLs and I can't get around it very easily. So equip this card and basically negate effects in the battle phase. Terraforming, bring out Sky Iris, more chance of Sky Iris coming out. Magicians Unite to give it that old Yugi feel sort of thing. It's in there partly as a placeholder because there are cards that I'm still working on getting, and this one would be replaced. Onto the traps. Got 2-dimensional prisons. Removing monsters from play doesn't destroy, it just outright removes them, which there's a lot of monsters at the moment that avoid their destruction. Grand Horn of Heavens, 2 of. Very good for pendulums, anti-pendulum summoning, because they'll negate the entire thing in one go. Dark Renewal is one of those cards that helps me bring out my Dark Magician, and because there's so many magician spellcaster type monsters in my deck, I have one of them in. They want to drop something big, tribute both, bring out Dark Magician. We've got a bottomless trap hole, limited obviously, and a Mirror Force to finish it off for the control. In the extra deck we have from the fusion monsters 2 Rune-Eyes Pendulum Dragons. Because of how it's summoned, Odd Eyes plus 1 spellcaster type monster, well, that's Dark Magician all over, which gives it 3 attacks. That was the main thinking behind the adding in Dark Magician to the deck, really. We've got a Vortex Dragon here. Now, it needs a pendulum monster rather than Dark Magician, so it's not quite as easy for this deck, but it's still there, and it's still got an amazing ability. 2 Odd Eyes Meteor Burst Dragons, for when your opponent's heavily reliant on monster effects and effects during the battle phase. Enlightenment Paladin. It's there because I like the artwork, really. There's not much more beyond that. Not really playing this game to play the meta, it's more play the game to have fun. But I say that, and here's BLs. With Odd Eyes or Dark Magician and Tuning Magician, this monster can come out fairly easily, and well, its effect can speak for itself, can't be destroyed via card effect or battle, and it's just going to ramp up in its attack. Got 2 Odd Eyes Absolute Dragons, and again you just bring these guys out, use 1 Odd Eyes monster, Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon or Dark Magician, let it go to attack, negate its own attack, sack the Odd Eyes from the materials to graveyard, and then bring it back on, so you've got an extra monster there on the field. Got Master of Blades, fairly funky effect, negate and destroy card effects that target it. Again, rank 7, so Odd Eyes and Dark Magician can be used for these cards. We've got Odd Eyes Rebellion Dragon. Yeah, it's a pretty beast card. Don't need to say much more. Then I've got 3 placeholder cards really for the time being. Number 61 Volcanosaurus. Destroy 1 face-up monster, deal damage equal to the attack of that monster to the opponent. Fairly nasty effect. Along with Amadeus, Keeper of Armageddon. Detach a material, destroy 1 face-up card my opponent controls. And if they decide to set, we have got Wind Up Arsenal Zenmaeth, who will destroy set cards instead for the other option. That's been my deck profile. If you wanted to like and subscribe to Zephyr Wargaming, then please do so. And that's it. Bye.